We're gonna start today's video with a thought exercise. Close your eyes and now visualize the most horrifying portrait of the future you can think of. You might be envisioning a gray, barren landscape, ravished by nuclear warfare. Maybe there's widespread famine. Maybe the economy is entirely reliant on artificial intelligence, putting thousands of people out of work. Now multiply that degree of horror by 1 million, and you'll end up with the stark reality that a variety of energy analysts seems to foresee electric vehicles will totally eclipse gas-powered vehicles by as early as 2044. So here's the scary part. It seems that despite all of the negative things gas-guzzling gearheads say about electric vehicles, the rapid growth of the EV market share has somewhat ominous connotations. In 2023, 1 in 5 cars sold was electric, with a grand total of 14 million EVs being sold worldwide that year. That brought the global total of registered EVs to over 40 million. This output was over 6 times the total produced just 5 years earlier in 2018. That means EV sales have seen a staggering exponential growth. Despite intermittent drops in popularity after Elon Musk does something pretty dumb, the trajectory of the EV market is clear, as many experts anticipate them to earn a majority market share as early as 2030. And I can attest by this anecdotally because here in Austin, I keep seeing more and more electric cars. It's pretty crazy. Even though EVs get plenty of negative press and have been the focal point of many real-life dystopian horror stories of people being stranded in bricked cyber trucks, behind the scenes, EVs continue to eke away customers from traditional ICE models. While electric motorcycles have by no means stolen customers in the same way passenger cars have, it's certainly a possibility as OEMs are forced to ride the electric wave over the next few decades. I think it's fair to anticipate that the growing popularity of e-bikes and small form factor electric dirt bikes like Suron will act as an entry point for a new generation of motorcyclists. It's super common in motorcycle communities to hear stories of people who grew up riding dirt bikes or gas-powered mopeds and ultimately leveled up to a full-size street bike after catching the riding bug. Who's to say that all the new people who are taking advantage of electric entry-level two-wheeled machines won't be the earliest adopters of full-sized electric bikes made by companies like Zero, Energica, or Livewire? I think once you've experienced the raw thrill of an ICE motorcycle, an electric bike just won't ever quite hit the same way. But if the torquey electric zip of an e-bike or a Suron is your baseline as a young person, a full-sized electric bike may not seem so foreign. But for now, electric bikes are still incredibly disadvantaged compared to their gas-powered competition. Electric vehicles are substantially heavier than the competition, and motorcycles only have so much space on which a massive battery can be tucked away. This leaves you with a heavier, more expensive bike that, yes, it's kind of fast, will ultimately have miserable range. Electric bikes may continue to make a better case for themselves as the years go on. Electric vehicle technology is rapidly evolving, and brands are on the search for ways to circumnavigate the shortcomings of an electric bike. Batteries will become cheaper to produce, and solutions to charging limitations and range anxiety will have no choice but to be developed. Just as groundbreaking motorcycle tech on traditional gas-powered bikes have been distilled from MotoGP race machines down to production bikes, similar advancements are going to take place with sanctioned racing events like Moto E class of electric motorcycle racing. Even though, as a die-hard MotoGP and World Superbike racing fan, I love motorcycle racing, I cannot bring myself to watch Moto E. I think it's so boring, I'm sorry. While running an electric bike on a racetrack requires different specialized innovations, these events can provide a lot of opportunity to push the limits of electric bikes and further develop the platform. But until recently, electric motorcycles were exclusively built by brands specializing in the genre, as electric drivetrains are entirely different from those on an ICE motorcycle, requiring unique and specialized engineering, production, and assembly. Yet brands like Energica, Zero, and Lightning, they were the earliest frontrunners in electric motorcycle production, and ultimately Harley-Davidson even sold their Livewire brand as the production no longer proved viable to be done entirely in-house. By the way, Livewire, how are those sales figures looking? Yeah, not so hot. Kawasaki is the first of the big four to debut a fully electric motorcycle, which honestly did not much other than prove that a motorcycle EV tech has a whole heck of a long way to go. The Ninja E1 is a fully electric motorcycle that seems to have more in common with an electric scooter than any Ninja which shares its name. I saw one of these at my local dealership. It doesn't look all that great. The E1 is rated for a maximum of 9 kilowatts of power, which is equivalent to just 12 horsepower. It's kinda like a Grom. In road mode, the bike is limited to a stark 55 miles per hour with a brief 65 mile an hour speed only attainable during the momentary use of the e-boost feature. In eco mode, power is even more limited, maxing out at 40 miles per hour with a temporary 47 under e-boost. This power and speed output is eclipsed by every single ICE beginner bike on the market. Hell, you could just get a Ninja 300 for like $3,000 and still go on the freeway more safely than you could with an E1. I just imagine someone trying to ride the electric Ninja on the freeway and just hitting the e-boost as quickly as possible, rapidly draining their battery as they're trying to avoid being run down by commuters and economy cars. That Toyota Corolla is getting close in the rearview mirror. Use the e-boost, my friend. To make matters worse, the Ninja E1 has just 41 miles of range and takes 3.7 hours to charge. The entire package is incredibly disheartening if it is to be the future of accessibly priced bikes. It has an MSRP just shy of $8,000, which is low for the electric market, but you still get very little motorcycle in return. But for some cyclists out there, you might say, wow, that's a screaming good deal. I know some mountain bikes that are more than that. One of the few features of the E1 that offers the slightest degree of hope is the use of swappable batteries, which is a big contrast to the heavy, massive batteries on the more performance-oriented electric bikes from Energica or Zero. A swappable battery offers more of the potential benefits as diminished range and long charge times still impede convenience. KTM also uses swappable batteries in their electric dirt bike, the Freeride EXC. The Freeride's also rated for 12 horsepower and is relatively light, weighing just 244 pounds. But compared to other similar bikes like a Sur-Ron Ultra B, the KTM costs twice as much. For now, it seems to be that the tried and true motorcycle manufacturers still have a long way to come in regards to electric motorcycles. Riding motorcycles can often require a ton of energy. You've got long days in the saddle, intense track day riding, or even just commuting in this hot summer heat. To get fueled for any two-wheeled adventure, it's important to start your morning off right with a high-protein meal. And unfortunately, I just don't always have time to prepare a full English breakfast. That's why I was super excited when Magic Spoon reached out and wanted to sponsor the channel. Magic Spoon makes high-protein cereal with 0 sugar per serving. I am very busy these days running the channel and taking care of a new baby at home.
Where's Bobby keep the extra diapers?
So having a tasty, high-protein meal that is as easy as Magic Spoon has always been awesome for my family. Seriously, my wife loves the fruity flavors. Magic Spoon tastes great too, being reminiscent of the nostalgic flavors of childhood while being made with high-quality ingredients and nothing artificial. Each serving of the Magic Spoon has 13 to 14 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and 4 to 5 grams of net carbs, so you can feel good about what you're eating. It is so easy to start your morning off right with high protein, 0 sugar from Magic Spoon, and I think if you're a busy motorcyclist like me, you'll agree. Use my code YAMMY or click the link in the description to try Magic Spoon cereal today and get $5 off. You can also find Magic Spoon in your nearest grocery store. Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guaranteed online. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund you your money, no questions asked. So click the link in the description to go to magicspoon.com/yammy for $5 off. Thanks so much to Magic Spoon for the support. Now let's get back to the show. Bikes from dedicated electric motorcycle companies offer a lot more when it comes to power, speed, range, and charge times, but the new tech still demands an incredibly high price point. A Zero SRS, their flagship electric model, can go 124 miles per hour, so just about fast enough for a Texas highway. It offers a claimed 171 miles of range and has just over an hour charge time in ideal conditions, but I say this is a very big but, it's gonna cost you a very spicy $21,000. And for $21,000, you can get just about any motorcycle you could want that's gonna outperform the SRS in every single way. You'll still get the gas smell, the exhaust sounds, a clutch, a gearbox, a personality, a soul, everything that just cannot be replicated on an electric motorcycle. Even Zero's most affordable bike, the FX Dual Sport, still costs over 12 grand. And for 12 grand, you can get like 3.5 DRZ 400s, or 1 DRZ 400 and a set of Supermoto wheels, and like a lifetime of gas and oil. Bikes from Energica and Livewire share a similar set of problems. They're expensive, heavy, have limited range, and don't do much else other than ensure that you're bullied by every diehard motorcyclist at the group ride. And maybe that's something positive that will come from the influx of electric motorcycles, the previously impossible unification of sport bike riders and Harley riders, because as they say, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So if electric vehicles as a whole are growing in popularity thanks to emission regulations, marketing campaigns, and conspiratorial backroom dealings and government initiatives, what will that look like for motorcyclists that plan to hold on to their gas-powered engines for as long as possible? And I count myself among ye. If the energy analysts are correct and EVs are truly on track to earn a dominant market share, that landscape is going to necessitate a substantial shift in infrastructure and resources that nobody's really discussing. The good news being this change is going to be rather slow. Remember, the rapid growth of EVs is in relation to new vehicles produced and sold, not all vehicles on the road. And I don't know if you've seen new car prices, but I don't know anybody who can really afford this crap. And I don't know anybody who wants this crap. Just go buy a 2005 Toyota Tacoma. Oh wait, that's also super expensive nowadays. Sure, by 2030, California Highway Patrol might be able to throw you in jail for burning dinosaurs, but for most of America, there's a long way to go before gasoline-powered vehicles will even be considered uncommon. Statistics show only half the story here. Even if the stats show a large amount of people owning electric vehicles, they will probably be the ones living in dense urban areas in a few select corners of the country. In a lot of parts of America, not only do people have zero interest in electric vehicles, they have no means of even purchasing one if they wanted to. Again, new car prices for traditional gas-powered vehicles are very expensive. New electric vehicle prices are outrageous compared to wages, and a lot of these places do not have high wages. A lot of families can't afford groceries nowadays, let alone a vehicle payment for a new car. And at least for the immediate future, electric cars stand to be more expensive than their ICE counterparts. There is some fear perpetuated by certain people or publications that as EVs continue to grow in popularity, the gas station infrastructure will be supplanted by charging stations. At this rate, oil companies will likely have no choice but to catch on and start investing in offering charging stations alongside gas pumps. Will someday, decades from now, gas pumps be as inconvenient to find and access as EV chargers are in certain places today? Maybe, but that's likely a problem for many future generations. American car manufacturers are legally required to produce parts for vehicles for at least 10 years after the year the car was produced, due to a lawsuit against General Motors in the 1980s. I think that serves as some sort of precedent for gas-powered vehicles as well. Until there's literally not a single gas-powered vehicle being produced by any OEM, there isn't any reason to start the no more gas for sale doomsday clock. Honda made a statement recently that they have plans to have an entirely electric fleet by 2040. It was described in a way that seemed to include both cars and motorcycles. I talked about this story in our Yami Noob newsletter. Shameless plug, but go to yaminoob.co and subscribe to it. It is a free and safe space where we're all allowed to be bad boys and make jokes and say all the dirty words you can't say on YouTube anymore. But anyway, in regards to Honda's statement, I made a joke where I said that if you start to feel the impending EV anxiety, get off the internet and go to a rural area like 2 hours from any major city. The folks that live in these towns are living like it is straight out of 1997 still. I've been on long motorcycle rides and found areas where you can't even get premium gas and there's probably no internet. Everyone drives old trucks or Hondas with 400,000 miles. There are small towns in America that have dogs as mayors, literally. They have a dog for a mayor and you think they're going to demolish the marathon station to build some EV chargers. I understand we're in an era of increased urbanization and many younger generations are moving back into cities, but even that is cyclical. I give it another 10 or 15 years until everyone is fed up with gastro pubs and we finally acknowledge that IPAs taste like cat pee and people get sick of paying through the nose to live on top of one another and we see another movement back to more rural areas. The point I'm getting at is there's still a huge majority of people who have zero interest in electric vehicles or zero means to make the jump, and until people stop spending money on gas-powered vehicles or gasoline itself, they will not be unavailable anytime soon. Like, is the New World Order really going to come together, ban all ICE vehicles overnight, and put every mechanic, machinist, oil worker, and every other job adjacent to gas-powered vehicles out of work in a single instant? That sounds like a quick way to turn our entire economy upside down overnight. On top of that, the idea that turning all gas stations into charging stations is just a bit silly because the vast majority of time, electric vehicles are going to charge at home anyways, so a lot of that real estate we use for gas stations will probably be converted to convenience stores or corner stores or other sort of things like that. But for now, boys, ride motorcycles, buy gas, do wheelies, have fun, stop freaking out about EVs, and enjoy what we have while we got it. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. Thank you to Magic Spoon for the support. Let me know in the comments what the EV landscape is like in your country or your region? Are you gonna start hoarding barrels of race gas? You should probably talk to your insurance company if you are, because if you're carrying a large amount of gasoline on your property and you have a claim, probably won't be able to get it filed. If you're new here and enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe and I will see you on the next one. Fact: Buzz Lightyear's original name was Lunar Larry. Yeah, not good. Goodbye. Unfortunately for you, this video is now concluded, but fortunately for you, you have caught this video just in time to get entered to win this MT09 SP. Hit the link on yammynoob.co in the description box down below. Become a member. That's the best way to support the show and get entered to win these fantastic giveaway motorcycles. But if you don't think that's cool enough, you'll get access to our Discord server as well too. It's my way of saying thank you to you guys, and I truly do appreciate the support. But click this video right over here and you can keep watching Yammy Noob. And why wouldn't you want to keep watching Yammy Noob? Why? What's stopping you? Huh? Huh? Do I need to come over there?